Welcome all of you to the online class of biology. So, we were studying chapter 8, how do organisms reproduce? And in the previous classes, we have studied the importance of variation, the mechanism of copying of DNA, and the various types of reproduction that takes place in single celled organisms and also in multicellular organisms like what budding, fission, regeneration, fragmentation, etc. And also we have studied the reproduction in plants. So today we are going to start another topic, that is reproduction in human beings. So humans also use a sexual mode of reproduction. Okay, so we can see that as the child attains puberty, or when the child is in their when the child reaches to their adolescence period, a lot of changes happens in their body, isn't it? The milk teeth may get replaced by the permanent teeth, then other body features that sometimes that are common in both males and females. Okay, or there are characters which are what very distinct to males and to females. Okay, so a lot of changes happens in the body, and that make the the person to become sexually mature, isn't it? So in the sex organs and in other parts of the body, lot of changes happens, and you can say that that particular individual is getting is attaining the sexual maturity. Okay, so there will be difference in different individuals, the changes may differ. Okay, so this changes is very essential to make the person sexually mature. Understood? So these changes may not be same in each person. Okay, that differs from person to person. Okay, so and they do not happen at an exact age. There will be in some of them they may this changes may occur very fastly, and some of them they occur very slowly. Okay, and this changes, each change does not become complete quickly either. So sometimes you can see that thick hair on the face in boys appears as a few scattered hairs, and then you can see that they'll become more thick and uniform. Okay, and in females menstrual cycle may start, and that also differs. Okay, the age at which the menstrual cycle starts or menarche, that also differs. Okay, so why these changes are needed? These changes are needed because we already studied that for the sexual reproduction there is some need for the some special kind of cells called what gametes. So for the production of this gametes or germ cells, okay, which is needed to participate in sexual reproduction, this the creation or the formation of gametic cells takes place in specialized organs, and for the development of this organs or tissues, okay, all these changes are very much needed. So during the adolescent stage, the the growth of the body retards or slows down, and the growth of the sex organs that increases, or the rate of the formation or maturation of the sex organs increases, the rate increases, and the individual becomes what sexually matured. Okay, so this is very essential for the transfer of gametes, and then for the fertilization. After the fertilization, the zygote will be converted into the embryo, and the embryo should develop inside the female's body, isn't it? And it should be breastfed afterwards. So for all these processes, okay, there should be what well developed organs to complete the process of reproduction. So during the adolescence period or during the teenage period, all this happens. Okay, the individual will become sexually mature. Okay, so today we are going to study the male reproductive system and the parts of it. Okay, the male reproductive system consists of portions that need to produce the germ cells and the portions which are needed to deliver this germ cells to the site of fertilization. So that site of fertilization is the female's body, isn't it? So these much parts, that is the structure that is needed for the production of gametes and the structure that is needed to deliver the sperms, okay, into the female's body. Okay, so we can see that the parts of male reproductive system consists of testis. Okay, that is a pair of testes are there. Okay, pair of testis, and this testis, when you see, these are placed outside the body. Okay, that means outside the abdominal cavity, not inside the abdominal cavity. Okay, but on the other hand, the female reproductive parts are placed inside the abdominal cavity. But here the male reproductive part, like called testis are placed outside the abdominal cavity, and this is to give a less temperature than the body temperature, because sperms can get produced only in a temperature which is lower than the body temperature. Is it clear? So you can see that testis is placed outside the abdominal cavity and is protected by a scrotum. Okay, a scrotum is protecting the testis. Clear? Or it is placed in a sac like structure known as scrotum. Then you can see the major function of testis is it produces the sperms and also it produces the various hormones. Okay, hormones of males are produced by the testis. Okay, so can be asked, what is the function of testis? Testis produces what? The male hormones, and it also produces the sperms or the male gametes. Then you can see this is the vas deferens which collects the sperms produced inside the testis, and it ascends and loop over the ureter. Okay, you can see that it is coming like this, and then it joins to the it joins to the tube that is coming from the urinary bladder and forms a common passage. Okay, a common passage will be formed, and that is opening, okay, into the outside as a urethra to outside through the penis. So urethra forms a common passage for both urine and the sperms. Okay, and in their way there are various glands like seminal vesicles. Okay, then you can see the prostrate glands. Okay, seminal vesicles, prostrate glands, etc. They also secretes various secretions. Okay, prostrate gland and seminal vesicles, they secrete the various secretions to the tube, and now the sperms will be in a fluid medium, and that fluid medium is on semen. What it is? Semen. Okay, so semen is what? Semen is a fluid-like structure which contains the secretions of seminal vesicles and prostrate gland, and it contains actually sperms. Okay, sperms along with the secretions of seminal vesicles and prostrate gland is known as semen. Okay, so this is what the major the parts of what the human male reproductive system. Understood? So, what is the function of testosterones? Testosterones are the hormones produced by the testes and which helps in the process of formation of sperms, and also it controls the secondary sexual characters of a male. Okay, that is the various changes that appears in the boys, okay, during the puberty or during the adolescence. So that is the major function of testosterone. Testosterone is produced in testes. Okay, so what are the functions of testis? Testis produces testosterone, the female, sorry, the male hormone, and also they produce the sperms. Okay, the male gametes or sperms are produced by the testis. Okay, and then they contains various tubes like what was difference, epididymis, etc., and this takes the sperms from the testis. Okay, and you can see that it joins to the tube which is coming out from the urinary bladder and forms a urethra. Okay, it forms the urethra, and this urethra functions as the common passage for the sperms and also for the urine. Okay, so what is semen then? As the sperms passes from the testis, okay, it receives various secretions of seminal vesicles and prostate gland and form a fluid like structure. That fluid like structure is known as semen. So hope you understood the parts of male reproductive system, okay, of a human being. Okay, so the human beings, the male reproductive system contains a pair of testes, okay, vas deferens, then seminal vesicles, prostate gland, urethra, okay, and the external genitalia known as penis. Okay, so these are the parts of what male reproductive system. And what is the major function of testis? It produces the male gametes known as the sperms, and it also produces the testosterone. So what is the function of the secretions of seminal vesicles and prostate gland? They help in the transport of sperms easier and also provides nourishment, okay, to the sperms. Understood? So the fluid which is found in the semen, okay, that is actually the secretions of seminal vesicles and prostate gland. They give, okay, nourishment to the sperms, and also it makes the transport of sperms easier. Okay, so what are sperms? Actually, sperms are the male gametes and which contains the genetic material. Okay, so DNA, half set of, have you studied about diploid cell? Diploid cell consists of what? Two sets of chromosomes. So for example, in human being, any what somatic cells or vegetative cell, if you take, you will have two sets of chromosomes, isn't it? That is 46 chromosomes will be there. This 46 chromosome, out of this 46 chromosome, 23 will be coming from father and 23 will be from the mother. Okay, so the in sperms only 23 chromosomes will be there. Because why? Because they are produced after meiosis. Okay, so we have studied that meiosis is the cell division that takes place in the formation of gametes. So this makes the number of chromosomes into half. That is, in the sperms and in the egg, okay, only 23 chromosomes will be there. So sperms contains what? The genetic material, and it is having a long tail which helps in the movement, okay, towards the female germ cell. So hope you understood the portions of male reproductive system. Okay, so we'll continue in the next class. Thank you.